friend. How are you? I am attempting to set this art journal to the side as I get this art journal out. Not really journal. This is my big mixed media pad. They're on sale right now at Michael's, so if you need a mixed media pad or anything like that, you want to try one. I've painted on one side of these, and then I go back, and I've been trying to go back and paint on at least some of the others, if not all of the others. A couple of these I already have where I've done one side and then I did another side. So I'm just trying to go back and do some. I don't know how I did that, but I managed to take myself out. That's a good idea. Not really. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm practicing some sunflowers and pansies. Not real sure about these pansies. We're going to see what's going on with them. But I like the sunflowers. I really like the sunflowers. I've really enjoyed the ones that I've done, the 2 or 3 that I've practiced elsewhere. So let me get the keyboard. The keyboard's what I keep trying to put over here, but I keep grabbing the wrong thing and moving the wrong thing. Okay, I cleaned some this weekend so that I could hopefully reach what I needed to reach and not have stuff on my desk in the way. And y'all are going to be like, whoa, what happened to her desk? It's clean. Yes, I cleaned it off everything with the exception of my water for cleaning things, for cleaning my brush and stuff, which I'm going to bring over here so I can reach it a little easier. And then I've got my water to drink. Over here, so. All right. I'm going to grab my brushes and put them over here so I can reach them. I'm trying to decide, do I want to do the whole painting and just practice the whole painting? Yeah, let's just do that. We'll just practice the whole thing. What do you think? I have a little bit of everything I need, so let's just do it to it. Okay. Cafe latte and wicker white are what we're doing for the background. Actually, just that one, really. Okay. And I'm not using my official classroom use sponge today. I'm just using a regular sponge. And I'm just going to sponge it on here. Now, if you don't want it to be too rounded, or you want it to have a little texture in there, you can smear it around. Smear it. That's such a technical term, isn't it? If you don't want it too thick, you don't just keep running in the same areas, for one. And I just keep like hitting that same spot, but it's okay. I'll hit it and come out. So and then this has kind of got some spots in it where it's the back of another painting. So I'm trying to fill my mixed media pages up, especially when I'm doing my practice work. Does that make sense? When I'm learning something or practicing it for the first or second time. And see, if you look closely, this kind of looks like leather or something with all the different shading in it. Okay. I'm going to get just a little bit more of this on there. I don't need loads, but I do need a little bit. if you didn't want it quite this beige or this shade, and of course you could do it with another color altogether if you don't want it to be this. You could add some white to make it a slightly lighter shade of beige if you wanted, or you could use like an eggshell or something like that. If you wanted a really dark background, you could do it with a really dark color if you wanted. Okay. That poor thing needs to be set where I'll remember to wash it. So I'm going to set it right there and hope that I remember it needs washing. Hopefully when I take all of them, I will. Okay, so we've got we're going to do 2 large sunflowers and then a half sunflower. So let's see how we're going to, if we can get those done. I need burnt umber and I need licorice. Where did licorice go? Nope, that's not it. So I thought I pulled out the colors that I needed for this. Okay. Licorice in here somewhere. I know I do. Yep, there it is. So here's licorice. When she says these things, when we say these things are thicker paints, they are definitely thicker. That's okay. You kind of want them to be thicker to stick to the brushes just so. All right. So what we're going to want to do is get black. Okay, I'm using a big scruffy, y'all, for those who have hung out with me before while I'm doing these. This is a scruffy brush, and we love the scruffy brush. All right, I'm getting some of the burnt umber on one end, on like a third or quarter like that, and then I'm getting like 3/4 to 2/3 of it in just black. I want it to stay separate. I'm going to put one right in here. So I want to put my lighter color on the top. If you don't have a black and a darker brown, you can do a lighter brown or something like that. This is just going to very much, because see, I did it. Hang on. Where did I put it? Okay, I guess it went the other way. Hey there. I did them kind of in a funny color scheme, but I did them with purple and pink. So depending on what you want to do, how wild you want your flowers to look, or what colors you want, we're going to have the black down here, and the brown is going to kind of be up here where that is. So just so y'all have a clue. Okay. So is this the upside or the downside? Nope, this is upside. So we need to do it this way. All right. All right. Now with the black side down and the brown up, we're going to kind of do a donut where we want one of them. Kind of up here, not like up here, but like right in here. We're going to want to kind of hit. We're going to do a clockwise donut, okay? Let's see if I can scoot this closer so you can see and not make a total mess of the paint. We're taking it, we start with this brush dry, and we're going to go straight up and down, and we're pouncing. And we're going to go to the right. And then we're going to come back to the left after we come down just a little bit. And then we're coming back up to that spot. I don't think I had enough brown, so I'm going to add a little bit of brown, and I'm going to come back around with that. And I think that is fixing most of mine. And when you look at it really closely, okay, there's a wet brown in here, and then this is all the black. Okay, so now I'm going to get a little bit more. I'm going to reload my brush. I'm going to try and make sure I keep the brown on the brown end because we don't want it to get real muddy. And I'm actually going to add a little extra brown this time, where I didn't put that much brown on there last time, and it seems like I was running out of brown. And I'm going to put another one down in here. And this one's going to be more of a all the way around the face. So I think more of where the light's hitting is where the light's going to be. So we're just going to kind of, and you kind of want to do your petals on your sunflowers while this is still wet. So I think what I'm going to do is set this over here. Actually, let me set it right there. So maybe I won't hit it. I'm going to grab my 3/4. Going to get it wet, dry it off, and I'm going to get my yellows because I want moon yellow and I think some yellow ochre. Yeah. Moon yellow and then yellow ochre is kind of another shade. It's really borders to me on the on a brown versus a yellow because they're very light brown versus yellow. I mean, when you see them together. So this is the yellow ochre and this is the moon yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them both on my brush. And I'm getting glitter from I don't know where right now. I haven't even used glitter, so I have no idea where it's at. Light's coming out. So I may have some glittery sunflowers at that. That's hilarious. Don't even know how I'm managing that, but we'll get it. Okay. Hey, Angel. Hey, Pam. I am working on some sunflowers. I just used Scruffy, and I may have to go over this one in a minute, so you may get to see us using our favorite brush, Angel, Scruffy. So I've got yellow moon and ochre on here, both of them together. And again, we want to kind of try and get in here to get to our bristles, our brush strokes here, so we can have some of these colors blend in. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, because I'm going to take my flat brush on the chisel edge, and we're going to kind of do like that. We're going to come back up and see how it's giving it some shading in there as we're doing it. Hey, Angel. I got 2 angels watching me tonight. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, as we're doing these, we're going to have a little bit of the black and the brown and the burnt umber come into our strokes as well. I am live, just so you know.
You're live. I can't complain to you.
You're right. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't think I was supposed to turn that one. I'm trying to pull it and not get too much. We want a little bit. We don't want it to be too much. But then again, there's shadows on these as well, right? So we have some shadows in there. Haven't done those in a long time. I love the way the colors blend. I do too. It's just so pretty. I mean, and it blows my mind how easy they are to get some real pretty colors in there. Miss Pam, I mean, it just blows my mind. How are you tonight, Miss Pam? I know you have not been feeling great lately, and have not managed to check on you like I should. But you kind of want to make sure you can catch some of that where you can early on, so that you can get some of that streaking into your petals. Okay, that's our goal. So now I'm going to set this one to the side for a minute, and I'm going to come back to my scruffy, and I'm going to get brown on 1/3 of it, and then 2/3 are going to have black. And you want to make sure you're not mixing your black and your brown when you're loading. So I'm trying really hard to be diligent. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back up here, and we're going to go over our donut again. We started with the donut. We've got brown icing on a black donut. If you wanted to do different colors, you're more than welcome to do different colors. I've done brown with a little bit of orange on it before. And then earlier I showed where I'd done one where I'd done purple and pink flowers with blue petals, because this was just what was left on my palette one day, so I thought I'd play. And I was trying some sunflowers this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to do a donut. We're going to start here, and we're going to go pounce it again, and we're going to come around to the right. And then we're going to come down and come back up around. You don't want to come back down too much if you don't have to. I'm going to need a lot more brown on this end, because this brown and the licorice is just not wanting to give it up too much. There we go. And then you come back around here just a little bit. Sitting here trying to figure out how to hook up this sleep apnea home test. Oh, that sounds like so much fun, Miss Pam. I'm hoping you get it figured out and that it goes well. How's that? And then I said, this is going to be more facing us than kind of up. So I'm going to kind of do a donut, but I'm going to kind of put some more brown highlights on one side. I'm going to set this guy back over here, and I'm going to grab my yellows again, and we're going to get them both on here. And then we're going to take and we're going to just kind of pull and twist to a point. Pull and twist to a point. Now that one had a lot of black get in it. I think I'm just going to flip and come up. And then I'm going to get some more color. I fully expect there to be some of the dark kind of staying in there with these. They asked me if I wanted to do mine at home. I said no, so I went to the building. That's too confusing to me. I hope you figure it out. Love you, girl. Well, yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out. Let's just go with that. But I'm figuring it out. I would have loved to have seen a video of these. I learn, I think, a little faster when I see when they say what they're doing. I'm going to finish watching you on replay. Good to see you, Miss Pam. Thank you for tuning in for even a little bit. And I hope you get it figured out just right and that it works really well. And they help get you figured out there. I'm trying not to twist too much too soon because I don't want too much twist there. But I feel like I just keep twisting soon. Okay, I'm going to load a little bit more in here. Oh, you were talking to Pam on her stuff. Okay. Yeah, so you went to the building to get yours. That was way confusing. I get it. I was like, well. Yeah, I can see those sleep apnea things being like super confusing. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Not what I want to try to figure out on my own. I'm with you, Rita. I would have to go to the building to get mine done. Okay. You do want some of them to overlap a little bit because, you know, they don't, any of them just sit perfectly side by side on these. Okay, Pam, are you talking to me or Rita? I know you guys chit chat all the time too. All right. All right. So we've got that one stroked in. Now we're going to go back over our middle a little bit with our brown and white, using brown and black using our scruffy. And this is burnt umber and licorice, which is a really dark, which is a shade of black. I don't know. To Rita. Okay. I had that sitting there just so I could turn that off when it hit, because I knew it was going to hit while I was live, and I just didn't know if it was going to let me turn it off. Get it out of the way. So grab a little bit more brown, come back around here. All right, so have one more, and this one's just kind of a half. Oh, he's kind of a half one. So let's see if I can get this done, because I've never done this before. Nothing like learning live, right? That's a little fat, a little fatter than I want. Diane Phillip looks an interesting way to get the petals done is the brush for the center, a special one. It is, Miss Diane, it is called a scruffy brush. It is a one-stroke brush from Donna Dewberry, onestroke.com. And I love my scruffy brush. I've done several backgrounds with it, but when you pounce it like this, you get this airy little edging on it, and you really can't see it that great from far away. So I'm going to try and put it up here where you can see it. You see these little edges around it that look more like the edges of a real flower. It's really good also for if you're doing a background, a big background. I have used, I did a pumpkin patch back in October, and I used my scruffy brush to get 2 and 3 shades. I did 2 shades of green, and then I went back through with a lighter shade of green on the same brush without cleaning it up. And I would occasionally put a little bit of the darker colors in there, and then I went back over it, and then I drew my pumpkins in over it and kind of hit the edges again with some scruffy, because then it looked like there was greenery in front of the pumpkins and around the pumpkins, and it wasn't all just it's green. It was shades of green, and it definitely gave it a much. Okay, and we're going to kind of try and pull these down. Woo, that one's got a lot of dark in it. Guess that was a lot. Maybe I should have gone and dried it first. Let it dry a little bit more first. I will probably go over these leaves again just because they are that one is so dark, especially. But yes, I love my scruffy brush. It has become my friend since I met it back in the fall. I'm trying to lift up to get a good tip on these. There we go. Now, there's not near as much color as I wanted in some of these. So I may just have to wait till that dries a little bit more and then restroke that. These don't look bad. You see how as they dry, let's see if I can get that. As they dry, they look, there's more of the yellow and the yellow ochre and yellow moon in there, and there's some in there. It's not just crazy. I think I'm going to need to restroke this one and this one a little bit again, because there's just a lot of black in that. And I just wasn't expecting that much black. to come out in that. Not that it's half bad. I'm just saying it's just not what I was expecting. Oh, and I used the wrong brush anyway. So what? What's new? That's funny. I'm walking through a lesson for those that don't know. I'm working on getting my one stroke certification just because I want it, not because I have to have it for anything in particular. But I've always liked her style of doing the paintings and the flowers, and her flowers are always so pretty and so real looking that I've always loved her flowers. Like even before I did art, I loved her flowers. You like them? Okay. Well, I may leave them then just because. This one I like because it's got lots of yellow in it. This one almost has too much of the browns and stuff in it, and that one definitely has that to me. But I mean, you're right. No flower's perfect, and it may just be in more shade, right? Maybe more in the shade. All right, so I'm not actually following any of these instructions, so I'll probably figure out that I did all kind of wrong tomorrow. Thicket and white. No, thicket and yellow moon. Yellow moon. That's what I thought. Thicket. So I'm going to get some thicket. We're going to do some stems now. We're going to pull some stems through here. And I'm going to grab my other 3/4 brush because I happen to have 2 of them. I actually have several. Okay, I'm going to double load these. I do want just a touch of Flicker White over here. Well, that was exciting. Everyone else is really thick except for my Wicker White. I don't know why, but it is like super thin and it's like jumping out of the paint bottle at me. The sunflowers are dying off here in Australia, and many of those petals are turning brown. Aw, that's sad. But they are kind of a browner yellow a lot of the time anyway. But yeah, that's just sad. Okay. Let's work that in. Okay. Make the stems of the flower first, from the base of the flower to the bottom of the design, just about the canvas. And I want to get back to what my canvas looks like. We're supposed to look like. I'm going to put my marker right here so I'll see the picture easy. Okay. So, I think I'm going to pull. I think I'm supposed to be leading with that one. I'm going to pull. I'm just going to have that one coming out here. We're just going to try and pull it through. See, I feel like I should have done these beforehand, and then I would have had less likelihood of me messing them up my leaves, pulling my stems here. Because I just messed that one up. I'm going to have to restroke a couple of these because I just went through them. Actually, what I can do, well, these aren't as dry as the ones the other day were. Let me see. Okay, that's not so dry that it was messing them up, and it let me kind of rinse them off a little bit. Oh, it's because it's autumn. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense, Miss Diane. Okay, and I think I'm going to pull this one over here. I'm just going to keep it on the chisel edge and come straight down. Trying not to wiggle too much because we're just doing a nice thick Should be doing a nice thick stem, but for whatever reason, this brush does not want to stay on a chisel very well. Got plenty of paint in it. I know I do. There we go. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and go back over that one. I'm going to go back over that one, and I'm just going to take my wipe and fix these petals right fast. Because to me, trying to line the rest of that stem up, see, I didn't have it lined up quite right over here. I think that was worth it. Yep, I think that was worth it. Okay, sunflower leaf has a kite shape with exaggerated wiggles. Okay. So, oh, and I haven't got the other flowers in here. Oh, we don't dip them yet. Okay. All right, so we're going to do some. That's why I had this over here, but it doesn't have the leaves on it. That's funny. All right. Now, I want the dark on the outside of my leaves, and I'm going to try and do kind of a wiggle, wiggle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, wiggle. That's not very dark, and it's not making me happy. But that is just me learning. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got this at all the wrong angle for me to do this. Sorry, I'm going to move it. Maybe y'all can see it prettier that way anyway. So, I'm going to flip my brush. 1, 2, 3. We're kind of trying to exaggerate or wiggle and come down to a point. There's going to be other flowers over the top of it, so I'm not too... That one's... I think my paper's getting in the way. That one's not going to be a pretty leaf because I'm on the edge and I'm avoiding the circles and it's getting in the way. Oh well. All right. I'm going to do another one. Let's do one kind of sticking up over here. Let me turn this way. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Kind of get it over here. Yep, I need to practice my leaves. At least these for sure. That's for certain. I'm gonna wipe this off of those petals there so it looks like the petals in front of it. 1, 2, 3. Because that's not working up very good. Yeah, this is going to take a little practice to get this one. All right. Hey, Jill. How are you tonight? Well, I'm working on some one-stroke leaves. You may have to help me out here. I'm just saying, I've not done these a whole lot anyway, so I'm not feeling that confident that I'm getting them right. And we'll just say, yes, I am doing some one stroke. I'm doing me some sunflowers, and I'm studying for my certification for this. How's that sound? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, wiggle, 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 wiggle down. I don't like that one. We're gonna get some more paint. One, 2, 3, and one, 2, 3, and kind of wiggling, and then coming down. Thank you. Thank you. I have done some practice and I have been doing better. I don't know if you caught any of my lives last week. Last week I did the birdhouse one. Right. I did my version of it. I don't think I ever did manage to do it the way it was supposed to be. I never did put a butterfly in any of them, which was hilarious because you know me and butterflies. I typically put a butterfly on anything I can put a butterfly on, but I didn't manage to get a butterfly in any of those. It was funny. Right now I'm just putting some in here. I don't know how many I want to put because I've still got peonies that are supposed to go in here too. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, those colors look really muddled. That's not gonna fly. Curious who's in the kitchen right now. Hey, who's in the kitchen? Okay. Just realized that last week, next year is 2022. I'll be certified 20 years ago in one stroke. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, that would be really neat. You know, I heard about her 20 odd years ago, and I always loved her stuff. It was always so cool. But I never thought of myself as artistic because I really didn't have much success with any of the art projects that I did. We'll leave it at that. They were okay. I could do a stencil, but 1, 2, 3, and we're wiggling. And those wiggles did not come out right. That's funny. 1, 2, 3. I'm not stopping soon enough on my turn. Yep, see, I fixed it right there when I figured out what I was doing. Yeah, the leaves will be better next time, I promise. But again, it's a learning thing, and I'm loving learning. It's been fun. Okay. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight. I worked last week on several days, and I finally finished this one in a couple of different lives. So I think what I'm going to do is finish this one in a couple of lives this week as well. So I will try to be back Wednesday. I'm aiming for afternoons, but it might be closer to 9 or 10 o'clock. I will try to post and let y'all know ahead of time. And thank you all. Hang on, let me switch cameras for just a second. That way I can talk to you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Look at you, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, I'm trying to get the wiggle, wiggle down. Oh, so it opens up such a great art adventure. You have been doing so much more. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to the art adventure that's coming, Jill, with this. I really am. I've enjoyed learning it and the little, as I go along, a little bit more and a little bit more. Here. This is where I just had extra paint on my palette one day. And I had seen the, oh, wait, no, I guess it's further back. There. And I've been seen the sunflowers. And then I decided I would just try it with some of my extra paint that was on my palette. So I have some pretty psychedelic looking sunflowers there. But it was fun practicing. That's what I love, is just getting to practice them and see what I can come up with. And sunflowers are some of my favorites. So I've been really working on them, trying to get those down. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go for tonight. Thank you, Angel. I'm really working on these. I really like how the flat, they're super simple. Once you figure it out, it's so easy to do. It's like, I really like these flowers. I really do. So thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me and keeping me company. And I will see y'all Wednesday. Absolutely make it yours. Yes, ma'am. I am. All right. We'll see y'all Wednesday.